Hey boys and girls, how you guys doing today? Today we're going to read a story called The Mysterious Tadpole. And this is called a fantasy because this is stuff that can never, ever, ever, ever happen in real life. So that's why it's called a fantasy. It's fiction fake. Are you ready to read it? And this man that wrote it is Stephen Kellogg. He's the author and the illustrator. More than 25 years ago, Stephen Kellogg first wrote and illustrated The Mysterious Tadpole. Then, for the book's big anniversary, he published a new version with different illustrations and words. The new version is the one you are about to read. Look up here, The Mysterious Tadpole. Let me see if I can get that one. Greetings, nephew, cried Lewis's Uncle McAllister. I brought a wee bit of Scotland for your birthday. Thanks, said Lewis. Look, Mom and Dad, it's a tadpole. I've never seen one that looked like that before, you know. Lewis named him Alphonse and promised to take very good care of him. Boy, this guy looks like a character here, Uncle McAllister. I wish he could be real and I could meet him in real life. But he's fantasy, so not going to happen. Lewis took Alphonse to school for show and tell. Class, here we have a splendid example of a tadpole, exclaimed Mrs. Sherbert. Let's ask Lewis to bring it back every week so we can watch it become a frog. Mrs. Shelbert, I made a mistake up there, so let me fix that here. Mrs. Shelbert was amazed to see how quickly Alphonse grew. Maybe it's because he only eats cheeseburgers, said Lewis. When Alphonse became too big for his jar, Lewis moved him to the kitchen sink. He's the perfect pet, said Lewis. Oh my gosh, he has grown a lot, hasn't he? Mercy. He's cute. Lewis and Alphonse loved to play games. Be careful, Lewis, said his mother. The living room is not a soccer field. Something is going to get broken. And she was right. That same day, the soccer ball slammed into Aunt Tabitha's antique lamp. This tadpole is out of control, said Lewis's mother. Something must be done. Oh, it won't happen again, promised Lewis. I'll take Alphonse to obedience school. What do you think obedience school is? That's where they teach pets to follow the rules and mind what their owners say. The only animals at obedience school were dogs. Some of their owners stared at Alphonse suspiciously. Pretend you're a dog, whispered Lewis. Alphonse tried to bark, but it sounded like a burp. Look how cute. They're thinking, what is this animal? That's what that man's face, that is suspicious right there. It says suspiciously. Hold on a minute, said the trainer. What kind of dog is this? He's a hairless, spotted water spaniel from Scotland, explained Lewis. Alphonse quickly learned sit, stay, and retrieve. He graduated at the top of his class. My parents will be very pleased. So maybe that'll help him. Get better. But Lewis's parents were not pleased when Alphonse outgrew the sink and had to be moved into the bathtub. The shower is too crowded, complained Lewis's father. The bathroom is a mess, moaned Lewis's mother. And look at little Alphonse. He just said, they're being cute, but he's just too big for the bathtub. Oh my goodness, but he sure is cute. And he seems friendly too. At least Lewis's classmates enjoyed Alphonse, who was still making weekly visits. Wow! Show and tell is more fun than recess, they yelled. But one day, Mrs. Shelbert decided that Alphonse was not turning into an ordinary frog. She asked Lewis to stop bringing him to school. Oh my goodness. He is one big critter, isn't he? I don't think he was a tadpole. She said he's not turning into a frog. By the time summer vacation arrived, Alphonse had outgrown the bathtub. We could buy the parking lot next door and build him a swimming pool, suggested Lewis. Be sensible, declared Lewis's parents. Swimming pools are expensive. We're sorry, Lewis, but this situation has become impossible. Tomorrow you will have to take your tadpole to the zoo. But I can't put my friend in a cage, cried Lewis. Oh, I know he's going to be devastated. That night, Lewis was very sad, until he remembered that the gym in the nearby high school had a swimming pool. Lewis hid Alphonse under a carpet and smuggled him inside. Nobody uses this place during the summer, whispered Lewis, so you'll be safe here. After making sure that Alphonse felt at home, Lewis said goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow with a big pile of cheeseburgers, he promised. Look how cute. Lewis came every afternoon to play with Alphonse. In the mornings, he earned the money for the cheeseburgers by delivering newspapers. The training continued as well. Lewis would say, Alphonse, retrieve, and Alphonse would succeed every time. As summer vacation passed, Lewis became more and more worried about what would happen to Alphonse when the high school kids returned. Look, he is retrieving big dumbbells. And Lewis, he must really love him because he's working, making money and spending it on food for Alphonse. If that's not love, I don't know what is. I really don't. After the first day of classes, Lewis ran to the high school and found the gym bustling with activity. The swim team was heading for the pool. Stop! Cried Lewis. On your mark, bellowed the coach. Get set. Excuse me, sir, said Lewis. Go! Roared the coach. Alphonse rose to the surface to welcome the swimmers. It's a submarine from another planet, shrieked the coach. Call the police! Call the Navy! No, it's only a tadpole, said Lewis. He's my pet. The coach was upset and confused. You have until tomorrow, he cried, to get that creature out of the pool. Poor Alphonse. Lewis telephoned his friend, Miss Severs, the librarian, and asked for her help. I'll be right there, she said. Miss Severs rushed to meet Lewis at the high school. When she saw Alphonse, she was so startled that she dropped her purse into the water. Retrieve, said Lewis, and Alphonse did. Where did this astounding, I made a mistake, so I've got to go back and read it. Astounding animal come from, cried Mrs. Severs. He was a birthday gift from my uncle, Lewis replied. Mrs. Severs telephoned Uncle McAllister. Oh, the wee tadpole, he said. Why, he came from the lake nearby. It's one the folks call Loch Ness. Brace yourself, Lewis, Miss Severs said. I believe your uncle found the Loch Ness monster. I don't care, cried Lewis. Alphonse is my friend and I love him. He pleaded with Miss Severs to help him raise enough money to buy the parking lot so he could build a big swimming pool for Alphonse. And it says, scientists search Loch Ness for mysterious monster. Suddenly, Miss Severs had an idea. Long ago, a pirate ship sank in the harbor, she said. No one has ever been able to find it or its treasure chest. Ding! There's an idea. But perhaps we can, so what are they going to do? They are going to try to find a sunken treasure. The next morning, they drove to the harbor and rented a boat. This is a treasure chest, called Lewis. Retrieve. Alphonse disappeared under the water and he returned with the chest. It was filled with gold and jewels. Let's buy the parking lot and get to work, cried Miss Severs. Oh, that retrieve is a pretty good word there to learn, isn't it? Lewis's parents were shocked to see a construction crew in the parking lot. Lewis, they cried, what in the world is going on here? Alphonse found a pirate treasure ship, explained Lewis, and we used part of our gold to buy you this present. Lewis's parents were shocked again. Tickets for a vacation cruise to Hawaii, they gasped. And, said Lewis, you don't have to worry about us because Granny has agreed to babysit. They hugged Lewis. They kissed Alphonse. How soon can we leave? They cried. Immediately. Oh, so he's going to send his parents on a cruise. He must have bought them a special gift and some of that money. By the time Lewis's parents returned, the swimming pool was being enjoyed by everyone in the city. A week later, Lewis said, Alphonse, tomorrow is my birthday, which means that you've been my best friend for a whole year. The next day, Uncle McAllister arrived for the party. Greetings, Lewis, my lad, he exclaimed. I've come with a curious stone from the hills of Scotland. Happy birthday. Wow, thanks, said Lewis. Suddenly the stone began to tremble and crack. Uh-oh. What do you think that's going to be? Interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this story as much as I did. Love you, mean it. See you soon. Bye.